Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna start on to is the certain amount of like how important it is to eat a fruit in the morning, since like eating fruit is good for your digestion and your flora, and it's always it's like if you eat certain fruits like a one, if you want to do one or two, because you don't want to override your flora and your gut, because you want to introduce more fruits. That's how you become lighter, because since fruits have a higher bovis than veggies and cooked food, especially cooked food, because you're destroying more of the electric magnetic field of the plants, because it's atoms, it's atoms, and you take away more electrons, you destroy it, you make it less. So what you want is you want to have more of those electrons, those negative ions, so that your body could take in and then vibrate higher. When you vibrate higher, you have higher mental clarity, and then especially when you sunbathe, you can take in more sunlight, and don't take any lotion unless you want to do like certain oils, natural oils like olive oil, coconut oil, uh, well, it's like there's many forms, but those are the ones that I'm familiar with that I use the most. So everybody has different tools that they use, and once that everybody shares that information, we can vibrate even higher, and we can have different tools to work with. Just like eating foods and veggies, you don't want to eat just stay with one. You want to have a variety. But starting at the workout phase, it's like you start off with certain fruits that you really like, that you really you can really digest. But it has to be as much as possible organic, because like support your farmers market as much as possible, because they can help you more most. Don't worry about the money of that you're gonna struggle. Just the more you take care of your body, the more this will be clear, and the more clear this is, the more you can do things for yourself, and decisions, and what you want to do in your daily life, and how you attract it. It's up to you, and the more clarity, but in your thoughts too. So you got to exercise it too. It's another vibration that you have to master, because once your body is aligned from the fruits and veggies that you've been giving it, and you're raising them in vibration, your mental clarity will be higher, and 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 the way you express yourself will be in a better vibration, and it's gonna be a better alignment for yourself, because you're going through a phase where you're always aligning everything. You're always in the center. You're always in a path where you make decisions, and those decisions are gonna affect your the time, and then this reality, like I know that time is like irrelevant, but it's a certain focal point that we focus on to move in a certain direction that doesn't affect us, because it's in a because we live in a cycle. So the cycle is like the 24-hour cycle. So it's like it's a chakras in there too. So it affects your mornings, the root, because you're balancing your body, and then you start moving up and higher. You're meditating all the body parts. You're aligning the head, and then you start going to the crown, because you're more cerebral. You're activating the cerebral, and you're activating more from information and knowledge that you want to take in more, and from there you start expressing yourself, because you gather all that energy to align every part of your body, every part of your bones, and the way it sits is once it's aligned, you can do whatever you want to do. You can sit in a car where it has right angles, because it's not going to affect you as much. But if you drove like more than an hour, it's going to affect you a lot, because the angle is going to sit from the gravity, and the way your hands are angled, so the gravity's going to push down on here, and it's gonna have a memory tension. That's why people have like locks in their body, because they're sitting in a certain way for hours, or even like 30 minutes. It affects you like every microsecond. Is it affecting the gravity in your body? So when you eat certain fruits and veggies, it will help you understand yourself, because fruits and veggies have information from the sun. Sunlight has information, light codes that emit in your body. That's why they form into vitamins, or grow fruits and veggies for you to eat, because it's abundant, and it's there, and it's really smart. It has a lot of knowledge that's going to give you and push you forward. But when we understand these things, and we grasp it, and we put it in our DNA because vibration is affected by the sound and frequency. Frequency, sound, vibration is all one. They're just different words, but they all have that meaning. It's like when you say love, there's a lot of meanings to love. You know, like there's density to it. And it's infinite. So infinite is like infinite bandwidth. If people don't understand, I only gotta play. Sometimes I gotta play the devil's advocate, so people could be like, oh, you know, I'll answer for you since people have always have questions, or when we're humans, so it's normal. So yeah.